I met her when I was working in a school. You see a lot when you're a cop, and it kind of shapes your thinking. This is a very interesting story.
Hi, please tell us your name and where are you from?
Okay, my name is Fred Jones, and I'm from Florida in the United States.
And what brings you down here to Thailand?
Retirement.
Okay.
Yeah, so Chiang Mai, coming to Thailand allowed me to retire at 55 years of age. And so that's what I was looking for. I had spent 26 years in law enforcement. I wanted to retire early, and we were looking at countries, and this one was on my list.
Okay, is this your first time here or have you been here before?
Well, this is what people think is crazy because I came here sight unseen.
Wow, okay.
Yes.
Tell me some culture shock. Did you have any of that when you first got here?
Well, I had done a lot of research on it. I even went as far as I went on some of the Facebook expat channels, and I actually got a couple of expats to interview with me so I can ask some questions. So I did a lot of research. The language barrier, I know they say Chiang Mai is probably one of the most, one of the cities in Thailand where English is spoken well. And I agree with that if you're in the old city or Niman area, but if you go out there in the rural areas like I live in Dorset, not so much. So the language barrier has been a little bit of a problem, but we overcome that with Google Translate and charades, pointing and whatnot.
Things, right?
Yeah.
Okay, aside from language and your first time here, what do you like so far about your stay here in Thailand?
Yeah. I mean, I'm probably coming up on a year, and I cannot get over the beauty of this place. My wife and I, we've started this thing where we go to coffee shops every Monday in a different coffee shop. And, I may be wrong in some spaces when I say this right here, but most of the coffee shops, it's a hurry up experience. Grab your coffee, head off to work. You go to coffee shops here, you grab your coffee, you sit for 2 hours. Or you go in the back and there's a waterfall there for you to look at, or views. So that experience of a cup of coffee that used to be go and run or sit for a few minutes, drink it and leave, has turned into an experience. So everything, be it eating, be it just coffee, so much things here is an experience, and that's what I love about it.
Perfect. Any dislikes so far? Something that could be better for you here?
Yeah, well, I've gotten used to it, but I'm so used to drinking from the tap, with water and stuff like that. So, we do have a filter system at home, but, I'm used to being spoiled with the whole home system where you could drink the tap water, things of that nature.
Yeah.
But other than that, and burning season, I stayed here during burning season just to kind of see how it feels. But we'll probably be going somewhere else during burning season because that was very difficult to take, especially being an outdoors person.
For those of us that don't know what is burning season, can you give a little bit more information? What happens during that time, or what is it even? Yeah,
so the burning season is the month, I want to say it starts in February, and it may last through April, or May even. But it's the time of year where the farmers, they burn off the old crop up in the mountains. And, all of that, as you know, Chiang Mai is a basin, so it's a bowl, so everything comes down. And, I read an article where it says, I think last year, 12,000 people were in the hospital for respiratory problems. So, I encourage you, if you are possibly an elderly person or a person with respiratory issues, that is not the best time to come to Chiang Mai.
Okay, so you actually give advice. It's pretty good because not a lot of us know what is burning season. And if you just come out here without doing your research, you might be surprised. Okay, and you said your wife, is she Thai or is she American? Where's your wife from?
She's American. I met her when I was working in a school.
Okay.
She was a school psychologist when I met her. So we came over here together, and it allowed us both to retire early.
Okay. Have you guys had a chance to make any local friends or expats friends? How's social life for you guys here?
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, we were very fortunate because so how we got to where we're at in Dorset is we put a ad on Facebook, one of the Facebook groups that said, hey, we're looking for a house because we have a dog. And so a landlord reached out to us, and we were staying at the Astra River condominiums in town. And so he came and picked us up. He took us out to Dorset. He rode us around the neighborhood. He showed us the house, huge yard. It's probably what's equivalent to an acre of land. And we flew our dog over here. From there, our dog was staying with a friend back in America. Flew our dog over here, and we've been happy ever since. And so our next door neighbor to us, they're from America also.
Okay.
So they showed us around the village that we live in. And every Sunday we have between 12 and 15 expats from different countries, France, New Zealand, Amsterdam, America. And we all meet for coffee and we sit there for probably 2 hours and just enjoy each other's company.
That's awesome. Good to hear because that's a big concern for many people, right?
Yeah.
Coming out here, being alone, different language and all that. What about the locals? How do they treat you? Any different? You know, being black in Thailand, does that affect you at all?
It does not. And I tell you, as far as Southeast Asia, back in 2018, I visited Hanoi, Vietnam. And the people were very friendly there. And here, they are just as friendly. You know, I have never had, if people stare at me, it's probably because I'm 6'2" and a big guy, you know. But I never felt anything that resembles racism here. You know, sometimes I feel bad because I don't speak the language.
Yeah.
And so I've tried to communicate with people. Someone who may speak a little English will come over and help that person communicate with me. So I've been overwhelmed with the amount of, I guess, the welcoming that I've experienced here in Chiang Mai.
That's good to know, man. What about like safety concerns, just being out at night, or you know, any other safety concerns you have here, being an ex-cop as well?
Yeah, you know, one of the things that I looked at when I was moving over here is how safe is a country. And, you know, I'll be honest with you, I spent a lot of years, you know, being hyper vigilant about my surroundings. I carried a gun everywhere I went, you know, for safety. You see a lot when you're a cop, and it kind of shapes your thinking. And so when I came here, you know, it's funny, I tell this story about we landed in Vietnam at the end of September, and we started in Saigon, and then we worked our way down to Da Nang. And I'm sitting in a restaurant, and my wife goes, "Do you know what you're doing?" I'm like, well, what do you mean? What am I doing? You know, thinking. And she goes, "You're sitting with your bike to the door," because I would never sit with my bike to the door. But I had been there maybe long enough where I felt comfortable. And, you know, I have situational awareness, but it feels good to live in a place where, you know, I've gone to bed and left my doors unlocked, you know, just forgetting. And it's always felt safe. So this is probably the safest place I've ever lived in my life.
Perfect. Excellent, man. Because safety is another big concern. What about health concerns? Have you visited any hospitals or anything like that? How do you find a medical care in Thailand or Chiang Mai?
Yeah, well, I really haven't used it yet. But what I did do, I got, I think it's called Pacific Cross, which is I think it's a Blue Cross Blue Shield insurance company. So I do have health insurance. I have not had to use it, but I've been to the pharmacy, you know, before, and I'm just blown away at how cheap prescriptions are if you need anything, and some things that you don't need prescriptions for that you will have to go to a doctor and get a prescription for. My wife has used massage therapy, and this is a very interesting story, and it's like a holistic doctor that we go to, and I forget the name of the massage that she gets, but it works on the tendons and the nerves and the pressure points. My wife has had back issues for 12 years, and she was on pain medicine for 12 years, and they said eventually she would need surgery. After 3 visits to this doctor, the pain has disappeared, you know. And, you know, it sounds like some magical, but I think, you know, in Western countries, we're so apt to run to the doctor for everything.
Yeah.
And I think for some things, there are alternative medicines that we're discovering here, you know. So, yeah.
Gotcha. What about overall cost of living? Any insight on that? What's single person, maybe how much you think is a good amount to live comfortably here in Chiang Mai?
Yeah, and you know as well, you're well traveled, so you probably know that it varies on the individual's taste and their costs and stuff. But to give you an example, my wife and I, we probably live on a third of what we were spending in the United States. I give you an example, and people say that we overspent on our housing. But we wanted a house with a big yard. We have a nice 2-bedroom, 2-bath home. It's 1 year old. It's only a year old. They had just built it when we moved in. But we paid 18,000 baht, which is probably equivalent to $500 US. My mortgage for about the same size house in the United States was about $1,500 US, you know. And so all in all, we spent about $1,400 and that's for us eating out all the time, groceries. Our electric bill, you know, averages around $40 US a month. And so you throw in insurance, which is about $188 a month for both of us. Our budget is about $1,600 a month. Now, to give you an example about healthcare, when I retired from my job, and I wanted to keep the same insurance, it would have cost my wife and I $1,300 a month just for health insurance in the United States. And so I'm very happy with it. I've heard great things about the healthcare over here. And next week I'm actually going to get a full blood work and everything done as well, a physical. And they had a package that was, I want to say, like 3,100 baht, which is about $115.
Yeah.
And that's unheard of. We're talking EKG, just everything that's done there. So I'm looking forward to that.
Wow, it's incredible. I can't even see a doctor for that much in Canada, so
Yeah.
it's good to know. How do you manage boredom? What do you do in your free time?
Well, mostly I play a lot of pickleball.
Pickleball.
Well, it's kind of like tennis with smaller paddles. The court is a little smaller, but yeah, I would compare it to it's a paddle game, but I would compare it to tennis, But I met a nice group of expats there as well. Every Tuesday and Friday and sometimes Wednesday, I play there. But between that and I started a YouTube channel also because I wanted to show people what's possible. I've seen so many people just keep working because they can't afford to retire. And my thing is, if you're adventurous and you're willing to come out of your comfort zone a little bit, man, there's a whole nother life that you can live. I mean, I wake up every day grateful that I'm able to live here, and I'm sharing that message with the world.
That's awesome. What kind of videos do you make so people can go ahead and check out your channel?
Yeah, so I do cost of living. I do things that they're going to need to do if they get over here. Like I just went and got my Thai driver's license.
Okay.
I did videos on shopping, so the grocery stores and the cost of stuff compared to those things in America. So things they're going to need when they get over here. And then I do some things that are just entertaining, as far as I've been to the temples and we've been to the movie theater, things of that nature there.
Yeah, regular day-to-day life here in Thailand for an expat, I guess. Right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
And what's the name of your channel?
Faraway Fred.
Faraway Fred. I like that name. So I'll go ahead and be sure to put that in the description and include in the links as well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time, man. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Leave your thoughts down below. Let me know what you think of Fred's experience in Thailand. If you take your time to write it, I'll go ahead and take your time to respond. And check out his YouTube channel, Faraway Fred. He does a really good job explaining things in detail, long form content. To go over there, show some support, show some love, and let me know what are your biggest concerns if you've never been to Thailand or Chiang Mai, anywhere around here in Southeast Asia. Let me know what are some of your concerns. If you've been here, maybe share your thoughts. And I have a couple more interviews coming to the channel about a young man who just left the US with 200 bucks in his pocket, and an interview with a dating coach. So I can't wait to bring that to you guys. Be sure to turn on bell notifications so you don't miss that one. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button. And that's it for this one. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.